glad you made it through the day. Even if just barely still counts. Angry, I hope your staff party went well. Welcome in. Long time no see. I feel like it's been ages since we've, like, chatted. It may not have been that long, but it feels like ages. But hi. Hi, Smiley. How's it going? More Alan Wake tonight. Gonna do some shadow things. Okay, my perception of time is very off right now. It's not working very well, but that's okay. So I wasn't sure if it had actually been like a week or so, or if I was just being bad at keeping track of time. Probably a mix thereof. But yeah. Hey Travis, I put it all in. It's all there. Don't worry about it. It's all there. But yeah, we're gonna do some more Alan Wake tonight. It's gonna be great. I'm excited about it. I'm still not feeling the best, so I'm just gonna... I just might not be as funny as I usually am, just heads up. But it's fine. I know y'all don't mind. Still just feel like I gotta say it to put it out there. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say at the moment. So I guess we'll just go ahead and, like, start. Y'all wanna just start? Hold on just a second. I have to rearrange my window. Everything got all funky. But that's okay. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Hey, there's the game. What did we do last time? I mean, always. That's what we do here. It should give us a recap.
I'm home.
Jake, hey, no recap at all. Just throwing us right back in.
Worst weather I've ever seen.
We did wiggle a bunch. Oh my god, look at it outside. It's like winter's here. We wiggled. We lost our wife. She yelled at us. There's a lot of toxic relationship nonsense going on here. Alan and his wife probably better off not together.
Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
Great. I just wanted the thermos that was in here.
Then.
I didn't actually want to talk to you, Alice. There's a QR code. Who wants to scan it? The Fall of Casey. The Things That I Want. Alex Casey. What I Can't Forget. Return to Sender. Okay, buddy. Oh, there's a mini script in here. Lots of wiggling, lots of flashlight flashing. This is obnoxious, as all get out. How?
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning.
I mean, probably. Here, you want me to... Let's go back. You want to scan it? Tell me what it is. Scan it. Scan it. I think that's about as close as I can get. You know what? I do have a QR code scanner on my phone, actually. What if I checked it out? Hey. Oh. It's a YouTube address. It's Vision 2. What? Okay. I'm not gonna actually watch that right now, but it links to a YouTube here. I'll post it in stream spoiler discussion, because I'd be interested in watching it later. But the fact that it's called Vision 2 implies that there's a Vision 1 that we have clearly missed. That's fine. Hold on a second. Stream spoiler discussion. It's gonna take me a second. There you go. There it is. It looks very, very much like Control, or I guess Control looks very much like that, which makes sense. Anywho, so there's that. I'm supposed to put coffee on, aren't I? Alright, that's fine. We can do that. Should we make that happen?
Coffee's on.
Thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
I'm giving you a second. It's fine. I feel like this part of the game does not matter at all. We're just putzing around anyhow. Take your time. Report back when you can. Yeah. It looked like it's only like the video's only about a minute long.
Oh,
or so.
hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
Look
No
like
kidding.
shit.
I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
It's a control
On
cutscene.
occasion,
Great.
I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Perfect.
These look really good.
They look
Oh,
very
sure,
basic.
Until Barry gets his hands on them, which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time.
Uh-huh,
Oh,
okay.
and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan? Alan, please check the fuse box.
Dude, I'm right here.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please
Yeah.
hurry.
I posted it in the Discord. We got a whole dang video.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay.
Here you go. It's fine.
Hi.
Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry.
It's
We'll
very
just
on
break out
brand
the
for
candles.
Alan Wake, honestly.
I know it's stupid, but it's just, especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
Last time darkness
I love
disappeared.
you.
That's technically in the
Tell
future.
me a story, writer.
Can
Okay.
you? How
I used to have
great
these
would that
nightmares
be,
when I was a
though?
kid. The dark really spooked me too. When it got really bad, my mom
Hey,
gave me this
arcade.
old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker.
Fruity,
huh?
we're
Yeah.
doing Alan Wake
If I
today.
ever got scared
Yeah,
of the
hi,
dark, I
arcade.
could just flip
How's
the
it going?
switch and a
How are
magic
you doing?
light would
How are
scare
you
the
doing,
monsters
Fruity?
away.
Oh, sure.
Just yelling over Alan over here.
Here it is.
It's fine.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No.
We're all so excited when you
Seriously.
show up. I'm so excited when
I
everyone
love
shows up,
you.
honestly.
Even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Gross. I don't want to watch him kissing. Her neck is doing weird things. I don't like it. Wrong symbol. This is fine. How is everyone today, by the way? I think I sort of breezed over that in our earlier stream today, and I
How do you
apologize for
feel,
that.
Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake,
Anything like
how are
that?
you feeling?
Shit, my dude. I've been running through the
I'm okay.
forest,
My head's
getting
fine.
chased by things.
I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
I mean, you could.
Very well.
Honestly, you should.
I don't think
Why
you
is
have
there a
concussion,
fish on
but
the table?
You've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take
Oh.
it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Hi. Hi, Sam.
Well then, Mr.
Yo,
Wake, we're done
Fruity.
here.
I
If
feel
the pain
that.
gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll
Glad
let
you're
you get
doing
on
well,
with
though,
it then.
Sam.
Sarah.
Why
Sheriff
just don't
Breaker is
you
waiting
just
for you.
left this
She's
fish?
Very good at her job. I'm sure.
I don't
she
know
can
why I had
locate
so
your
many
wife
pauses in
no
that
time.
sentence, but
Doc
he's left a
Wilson was
fish
the
just
image of a
on the
small-town
table.
doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
You told me about the survivor shenanigans. It's okay. Just remember, you know what to look for now. If people come in wearing fruit shirts at the same time, they're gonna get booted at the same time.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver.
Lamp lady!
Fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
Hold on a second, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit because it looks very quiet.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Goodbye, lamp lady!
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Okay.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She
I-
used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
I didn't fucking ask, ma'am. Meeting room. No, this is where we just were. Where is the sheriff's office? Where is Sheriff?
Come
Sure.
in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
How do I change light bulbs with your face? Hi. Pick up my cell phone,
Have you
please.
started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
No.
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas
That's
station?
terrifying.
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night.
If it's because it's
but
the
I
chat
couldn't.
on screen.
She'd lock
Chat
me
on
up.
screen doesn't follow what everyone sets their color to, and I don't know why.
Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Nope.
This?
Hell,
Go to
Mayor.
the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same
fine.
page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal.
It's gonna be a double
Mr.
feature.
Wade,
It's
can I help
Hell
you with
Mayor
anything?
and
I need to
Return
get
to
some air.
Gengi.
The sheriff said I could go out back. I couldn't go anywhere yet.
Mr. Wade,
I had to
you can
play
get there
along with
through
the
cell
caller.
corridor.
Alice's life
Just
was
know
at
my
stake.
Walter in there. He's
I
one of
don't-
our regulars.
Okay, can all of these characters stop talking at the same fucking
Oh, no
time?
such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
What is happening in here?
More light.
Oh my god.
Hey, mister. Hey, can you turn the light?
What is your
Light's
face
on.
doing?
The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here.
No. How about no? Also, we found so many manuscripts. I realized we didn't check those out last time, and I meant to, so let's just do it now.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the
Is that-
lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in
quiet?
my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at
Sir.
my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Okay. Back.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A
Not
gruesome
fruit on fruit
slushy
crime.
dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Dark
In
presence in
spite
the
of its
diner.
human mask, to describe the dark
Why do we
presence
get
as
like a
intelligent
different
would have implied
reader?
human qualities on something decidedly inhuman.
That's my question.
Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power. Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Is what happened there. Oh, okay. We're missing a lot, but that's fine. Maybe at the very end,
The early morning light
will go
hurt my
through
eyes
every
and made my
manuscript
head ache. The man
that
on
we
the
have
phone had
found.
said, "Go through the fence on the left."
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty.
just because they're kind of a hassle to get through. But I'm intrigued. You see nothing, sir. I'm not here. Where's the break in the fence?
Intoxicated young men who are celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we
Oh,
get
is it
this
over here?
every year. I know it's exciting. The big day's almost here, but
What is my dodge button? It's there. How do I get in there? Alan! Buddy, look. There we go. Okay, you'll just jump over the fence. But you won't climb on top of the boards? The very
Alice's
neatly
driver's
stacked
license
boards?
had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's
over
kidnappers.
the fence. There we go. Sam and Fruity are planning on getting on Survivor?
A writer is a light
right.
that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it.
I mean,
It's a
absolutely.
long, hard journey into the
honestly.
dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Okay. Whatever you say, Alan. Can you flip that on?
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and
I love the
regrettable
Anderson
little
brothers
outing.
so
They
much.
are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can...
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
What the fuck?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
Why did it cut like
No,
that?
of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
So
I'm
nice, Don.
Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
No,
Did
thank
you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Hey, take it easy.
Hi, Barry.
Hey, nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent.
I'm Barry Wheeler.
If you have business with
Get
Mr.
outta here,
Wake, you
Barry.
talk to me. You yokos won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake,
Of course
my
you would,
offer still
Travis.
stands.
Get
me
out
outta
of here. 100% a relative of Joey. Did you hear his accent?
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I thought you were gonna get hit by that car, Barry. Also,
I had
check
to
it.
talk to someone. I told Barry everything.
Farley,
He
I
thought
swear
was
to God, if you eat
certifiable,
that
but when he
food,
heard about the
I'm gonna
manuscript,
turn
I
you
had
into
him.
a hat.
The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight
Quiet,
appointment
your
with the
coca.
kidnapper in a place
Coke
called
Tava.
Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a
He
cabin.
could be a
I
hood.
don't like
I
it,
could turn
Al. I
Farley
don't
into
like
a
any
hood.
of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Hello, Dr. Octo. Welcome
Mr.
back.
Barry, you
How's
found
it
him.
going?
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking
Not
about you, too.
Rose.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max.
Could
Poor
be a little
thing.
shawl.
I really need to go.
Farley good.
Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later.
That grimace, though. Oh no.
Who's Max?
Oh.
What an airhead.
Goodness.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody.
What tooth
This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Hats. Also elephant. Also hats. Doing Kayshurrr. Never. No baking streams. Well, I can't say that. No baking streams in the near future. I need a kitchen I can actually function in. Kitchen I'm, like, allowed in.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself.
Oh, doggo.
What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high?
Not dough braiding. I'd have to lug all my shit over.
No!
Could
Look,
consider,
Barry,
though.
I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand
just...
what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Hi, David. Right? We could just take one. No one would know. No one will know. They'll never know. Ever.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
The dog's
Hey,
not moving,
Rusty,
my
right?
dude.
You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full
you've got...
here.
Okay, you've got a bear
Actually,
trap there.
I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Seriously,
And
Al,
you'll never
they
know.
can't just go and
You'll
meet
never
a
know.
kidnapper.
That's
Those
okay.
situations always end up in disaster.
We still love you,
You
though,
gotta
Sam.
talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's
Not gonna
my
talk
call.
to no
Can we
cops.
talk about this later?
No, this whole thing.
It's okay.
Listen,
we're gonna make the
you
puppy feel
hit
better.
Your head.
Barry, stop talking to me.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk.
Let me pet the
Nice
dog.
spot, too.
Right, puppy, look at this paper. You can fill this out,
If you
right?
have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Okay. Whatever you say, man.
If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out,
Barry.
it's working. Let's have a laugh on Barry.
I know, you can't pet the dog. It's a travesty. Wrong. Incorrect. It's not
Ow.
great.
Al?
We're
We should go to
spoiled
the
nowadays.
sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry! They'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate.
What
Barry.
was up with the sound?
I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then.
Travesty, not Travis.
You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
Hi, Travis. What
Tell me
have you
what to
done
do to
this
help,
time?
and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Why does Alan have a weird echo?
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance
I mean,
all
that's
over
facts.
again.
Bless
My
you.
God, Barry. Okay, let's see if I remember how to play. Oh, there's the run button. I haven't been able to use it this entire time, but I can use it now. That's great. Why is this cabin so dark? Oh no. Wait, isn't this the cabin we ran into at the very beginning of the game? Batteries. I've got 7 of them. I don't have a gun anymore, which is upsetting because I had a shotgun and I loved it. Game has taken everything I love away from me. No, it's not Alice. It's just my shotgun. Everything is wiggly. So wiggle. Okay, this is fine. I think we've all agreed that the thermoses don't actually have coffee in them. They have wine. And or glug. Could be glug. But look, I would wine in hot tub.
I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al.
Okay.
Locking the door now.
Because, I mean, we got the wine-drunk wobbles at all times. Right? That's what I'm saying.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me
Logan
in the
hot
forest.
tub sounds like a great time.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Okay, Alan, whatever you say. Look, if we ever hot tub stream, it would be hot tub and glug and reading. Just be a reading stream. I just want to be in water. I just want to be in water now. Honestly.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As
Wine drunk wobbles open for 6 foot spell limit sometimes. Hi, I saw you.
My plan?
Wine drunk wobbles would be a very good band name, actually. I'd go check him out. But that's what Alan's got. He's got the wine drunk wobbles. Look at him. He's so wobbly. What a view. Why are you moving around as much as you are? Excuse me? Out here breaking lights. It's not ideal. Far from it, actually. We've got Elderwood Nature Trail, Moonshine Cave, and Lover's Peak. Screw Lover's Peak. Let's go to Moonshine Cave. Speaking of the wine drunk wobbles. Kick it. Kick it. Kick it. Why did those crows materialize out of nothing? No, we're not getting wine drunk in the Moonshine Cave. We'd be getting drunk in the Moonshine Cave.
But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs.
Do they though? Oh.
The Man in the Mirror.
There's a lot going on around here. I'm gonna need the crows to not just randomly materialize, honestly. If I ask really nicely, will they not do that? I do love that items only spawn in when I get so close, and they don't even spawn into the ground. They spawn above the ground, so they fall. Do not feed the wildlife. Fucking watch me. Gonna wander around and collect stuff, pick things up as I find it. No action, no wiggles, only manuscripts tonight. That's not true. Oh boy. Do I have a gun now? I do. Great. Fantastic. You love to see it. Stop.
Vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
You all right over there?
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
Absolutely. I don't think it's nearly as bad as the original, but they're still not great. Also, they can wait a minute. I'm looking for stuff. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm coming, buddy. Yeah, I remember changing them out like every 5 seconds. In the original one. At this point, I think it's every 9 seconds.
Help me.
Hello?
Hi, bud.
Back here. I'm back here.
Okay, but where's the dog?
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
No, he's not. No,
Whatever did
Alan,
this
he's gonna
couldn't
die.
Be far. Rusty had found a
Doggo.
page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Okay, but can I pick up his gun? Hey, this is mine now. I hope you don't mind. Dog's in jail because dog got bear trapped. Bear trap dog jail. You know, classic, classic bear trap dog jail. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm sure dog will be fine. Okay, you gave me keys. Is the office in the other building? Office is in the other building, isn't it? Not me running around looking like a fool. This is fine.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Yeah, I'm working on it, Alan. Is it jail even if it doesn't have a roof on it? That's my question. Give. I need all of the items. Please and thank you. Hey now, that's not where those go.
Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty!
Rusty's dead, Alan. Our meat mechs are our jails. Trapped in this fleshy realm.
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Oh, dog.
I just need hunting licenses.
Who turned off the lights? Okay. There we go. Great. I do remember buttons. Fantastic. Rusty?
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Don't feed the animals.
Oh. That's okay. We'll just pretend that that's not there.
Fishing! For those prisoners, we'll purchase a park.
Hi, Rusty. What is that animation?
Obey the park ranger's instructions at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never closer than 100 yards.
Two bears and wolves never approach any other wolf closer than
25 yards.
pets must be leashed.
Times.
Never leave your pet unattended.
Okay. All right. Look here. No fishing.
It is against the law to remove any natural objects or historical items from the park.
No fishing.
This includes even UVs or even simple berries.
I do love. I just love that, like, his brain. Under a thin. What the fuck was that? Is that how Epic tells me I've gotten an achievement? I've never had that happen before, and that was terrifying. Oh my god. No. Don't do it. You're not gonna do nothing. You're not gonna do nothing of the sort, Fruity. Quick, check with Legis. Did he win Mahjong? That was terrifying, though. I don't want Epic to tell me I've gotten an achievement ever. Ever again. Preferably. Unfortunate. One day Legis will win a mahjong.
What the hell was that? I saw it from the window. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
I told you,
Stay in the
Barry.
cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Even me. Especially me. Take the beer. Take the beer. Alan, take the beer. Alan! 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 Priorities. Oof. Okay. Oh. I thought those were flares and I got very excited. No flares as of yet. Don't give me weapons just to take them away. Alright, that's all I'm saying. For your safety, stay on designated hiking trail. Fuck you, sign! I go where I want! Okay, you win this time, sign, but I'm gonna go where I want. I'm not gonna stay on the hiking trail or nothing.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
That looks like a way that I'm supposed to go. Look! Look! Take this hat! Take the hat! Ellen, take the hat! Ellen! Take the hat! Ellen, take the hat! Whoa! Where did you come from? There's too many people! Shoot! Alan, shoot! Oh! Fucking hell, my guy! This is fine. This is all fine. Okay. Is this the way you want me to go, game? Yes, it is. That is towards Lover's Peak, so let's go through the door over here, maybe? I mean, it's basically what's happening. That's basically what's happening. Also, it's Moonshine Cave. Let's go. He's pulling he's doing one of those, running around being like, my life is missing. I need you to find my wife. Cited frequent bootlegger activity throughout the Prohibition. Could drink wine in the Moonshine Cave. This cave was a site of frequent and lucrative bootlegging activity throughout the Prohibition. It was mostly used for temporary storage of alcohol smuggled from Canada, but at times, alcohol was also distilled on the premises. I hate these noises. Where the fuck? My baby is back. Everything is fine and good with the world. My baby is back. And we got a flare gun. Everything is great and good. Also, thank you. I tried. No hats, though! He won't wear the hats! He's too much of a drunk idiot. He won't put the hats on, and it's just extremely frustrating, and this is why he and Alice fight all the time. Because he refuses to wear the hats, even though he has to wear the hats. But this would also explain why his writing is so bad. It's all just written in like a drunken stupor. Oh, Alan, you ridiculous alcoholic. I wish he would wear the hats. Lover's Peak is that way. I'm gonna go this way. Stack the hats, Alan! Why won't you stack the hats, you coward? It's just, it's extremely unfortunate, honestly. He could increase his writing power if he put the dang hats on. But he refuses. Okay, who's coming at me? Hello? I don't like it here. I like it here though. Look at the bears! Also give me that and that. Is that all we had? Okay. But look at the bears. The bears. The bears. Sweet, sweet bears. Whoa! I would love to. I would love to grab a bear soul. Please. Are you shitting me, you guys? I hate the dodge in this. I hate the dodge so much. So much. Oh, that is a shotgun. His leg, though! His leg went all wobbly. Oh, there's a man in there. Sir. Yeah, we could grab a bear soul. Let's go. Wait, my flashlight recharges when I stop. The Great Old One, felled by lightning in 1937. This exceptionally tall Rocky Mountain Douglas fir, was over 200 years old. According to local legends, it stretched beyond the stars. After it fell, it was measured to be 66 meters tall, nearly a record length. Fun fact, Douglas firs are not firs. They're not fir trees. They just want you to think they are. Please. I am stuck on something that I cannot see. The world may never know. Okay. Is that everyone? Hopefully. Oh, goodness. I need more revolver ammo. Hello? No! Alan likes to take his sweet time when you go to run. Or when you go to dodge. And it's just, it's not ideal, honestly. It's fine, we can heal up. There's a light. Never mind, we can't heal. There's not a light. Okay, but do you try to dodge before you run? Or do you just start running like a normal person? Not the hatchet. Not every time. Not every time. Don't try to legitimize Alan's weird wine wobble behavior. Not bears. We are getting a bear soul. Let's go. Where is the Swamp Witch when you need her? I don't know where that is, Alan. That's way the fuck over there. That is a large man! Ah! Stop! Stop! What has happened? What has happened? What has happened? Hold on a second. What is going on? Windows just decided to open up a tab for no reason, and it covered like half of my screen. It's fine now. Oh my god, just reload! Woof! Travis. It's fine. Sometimes real gamer. Surprise! Only sometimes, though. I can't do it all the time. Even more rare when people are watching. I'm a little performance shy. It happens to the best of us. Through tree. Through tree. Okay, that's where they want us to go. But what's over here? Why are you flailing? I hear heavy breathing. The tree this ring was cut from started growing in 1846, the year the Oregon Treaty was signed. Other notable events marked on the rings. The Washington Territory was formed, founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company in the town itself. Washington was granted statehood. I'm done reading all of that. Okay, exit out. I don't care. Boop. Just knock that over with my head. Can you imagine getting hit with this thing? Ah! Oh, you actually take damage from it! Oh, thank you, Game Physics, for granting me this one wish. Fully expected it to not work. This is a problem. This is a problem. Where? Can we just jump? Alan, stop getting tired. Oh, I jumped there. I see. I understand. A manuscript. Drop hazard. That sounded fine. That sounded fine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. It sounded fine. This isn't sketchy. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. Is that Castle 095? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm also very excited about the second one. And it seemed like as good a time as any to play the first one again.
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them
Hi,
coming.
sir. There's that weird echo again.
That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares won't keep the bastards away.
I genuinely don't think I ever actually played American Nightmare. Real talk. And like I said, I only played this the once.
You can see them too?
Like back in high school.
Of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
I'm ready, let's go.
Because that's the way the story goes.
It's
yeah,
oh no. Oh
I
no.
lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here.
Oh,
with
he was
Alice.
he
knew
okay.
my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak.
Okay,
There was
well,
no way this was a coincidence.
He can wait a
was
minute.
The kidnapper.
Sorry. I'm off doing my own thing, and he's over here fighting shadow monsters. It's fine. No, take him out. Do it. Don't shoot my head though. Nice. Also, you're one of the few got a PlayStation 5, I see. That's awesome though. Yeah, like I said, I haven't played this since like high school. So it's been like basically since it came out. Okay, shoot him! Shoot him! Get him! Get him! Thank you! So I figured it was about time for us to revisit, and I was planning on it anyway, like when the remaster came out. But with the announcement of Alan Wake 2 coming, I was like, let's go, let's go! Nice! Alan, please, please! I need you to aim, buddy. Hey, you still haven't taken out this guy. Hey, do you want to shoot him too?
Lover's Peak. Right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Give me the gun.
Okay.
Yeah, no can do, Wake.
Why?
Are you kidding? Give me the gun.
No time for back talk.
Oh.
Hold off, damn it.
Oh. Oh, oh, oh. This seems fine. Oh, fuck.
Scare him off.
Be gone, demons!
Get the light on those bastards. That'll keep them off us. Just a little longer. I almost got it.
Right? Hey, hey! Okay, this is fine. Let's go. Time to leave. Right, dude? Dude wants me to hold the line, but won't give me his gun. Like, come on. Come on. Come on. It's gotta be a team effort here.
Soon.
Yeah, let's go. I am ready. It's a good animation. It's a neat mechanic and I really appreciate it. It's weird that it's like middle mouse button.
This is it, Wake. The last stand.
But we can deal with that.
Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Hey!
Give me the goddamn gun!
Thermos.
They're coming!
Thermos!
That's not how this
Run,
goes.
run, Alan!
Program, Wake.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Alan! But yeah, for how old this... Well, I can't even say how old this game is. Well, I guess it is kind of old. It still holds up fairly well, all things considered. all the, like, grief that I'm given. The remaster with just making everything smooth. It's so pretty. And I love, like, the flares as a mechanic that you use. Hey. Hey. Ouch! Have you considered shooting them? Have you considered shooting them, sir? Oh my goodness, this man is a terrible shot!
Like that, boy!
Oh my god, there he goes! I mean, yeah, they're not definitely not, like, meant to be, like, overpowered or anything, and that's fine. I just really enjoy it as, like, something that they have. Hold on a second, please. 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 There's a big man here! There's a big man here! Okay, let's just, it's fine. They can't all be OP flare guns. Are you shitting me? Oh, okay, this is fine.
There's more flares here.
Oh, I have
Get
to do
ready.
this all over
We
again.
fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
Give me the gun. Give me the gun. I will be a better shot than you. I will get this done sooner, faster, better. Take care of him. Take care of him. Take care of him. Take care of him. I need to get this thermos. Okay, that's fine. They can climb up. That's fine. I don't care. There's there's coffee thermos of glug over here. That's what we want. Please. Please. This man is useless. I swear to God. Thank you. What if we just...
Come on! Show me what you got! That's right.
Great.
You just keep coming.
He lives there now. This is fine. Where is he? Where is the big man? Okay. Okay, we got this. Woof! Nothing to it, he says, missing nearly
Let's
half
cut
of
the
every
act
shot.
now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were going to say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer.
He's not.
Congratulations.
He's not,
You're gonna
though.
bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
That's fine. Alan, you idiot. Oh, you big dumb boy. Now we got a gun. Now we got a gun. You can't convince me that Alan and Garth Marenghi aren't,
come back here.
if not the
I
same
swear I'll kill
person,
you
at
if you hurt
least
Alice. Do you hear me?
related.
Come back here.
He had Alice. wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
Where is this arrow pointing? This way. Under here? Is this where you're hiding your secrets from me? That looks like death. That seems like a bad way to go. Whatever. I don't know that I care enough at this moment. That's fine. Can we not fall off the log? Preferably. Not fall off the log. Woof. No more log walking. Alan says no.
What the hell?
I was trying to look at it!
Rusty had warned me about these traps. It hurt like hell. I was sick.
I tried to interact with it. Right? A little less, Windrow. Just a little less. I don't want to take that all away from you, but also consider just a little less. Getting flashbacks to Darkwood. And just the constant stepping into bear traps. Can I shoot them? I can. It's dark and we're in a wood. There's monsters, and I am scared. I like that they that they mentioned that there are bear traps everywhere, right? And instead of letting them be spooky and scary and mysterious, they're like, let me show you exactly where they are by making them very shiny and bright. That's so many! Why would you need this many bear traps in a single area? It's like a minefield, my god! Alright. Those beer cans are indestructible. It's an extremely strange choice. Is this where we came from? No. Maybe? No, we've reached a checkpoint. This is fine. Ah! Sir. You can't just keep hitting me! Stop! Okay. Okay. Look here. I gotta reposition myself. Excuse y'all? My goodness. Get out of here, tracksuit kid. Ah! I can do a shrimp check. Hang on a second. This is not the time for it.
What the hell?
Oh, hold on. Gotta get a shrimp check in here. And a hydrate. Emmy, this is a terrible time for all of these things. Alright, shrimp check checked. This is big juice time. No hits. Not tracksuit zombies. I need you to stop! all 3? Yeah, thank you for the hydrate and the shrimp check, Emmy. Reminder, y'all should do it as well. It's the youths! Open. What is your jacket doing? Alan? Do you buy your clothes from the same place that, York purchases his outfits? Because your jackets were kind of doing something similar there for a minute. Which brings up the point. I didn't realize that Christmas was this Saturday. And that's usually, or that would normally be a Deadly Premonition day for us. But I assume a lot of you have things going on. So I don't necessarily want to play Deadly Premonition. I am not celebrating Christmas, and I have nothing to do. So I would be down to stream or hang out in the Discord if people are wanting to do that. But we might not do Deadly Premonition. No.
Has Alan learned how to write yet?
Absolutely not. Not gonna play any Christmas games. Especially if it's Batman. My dude. You're still not down, are you? Alan, how did you miss? So yeah, we might not... If I stream, we probably won't stream Deadly Premonition. So like I said, I think a lot of people are gonna be unavailable that day. And I know a lot of people are invested in that game. Yeah. Alfred can't make up for how bad Batman is. He just can't. I'm sorry. Okay, where the heck am I going? Fruity's right. No enabling here. Or at least we try not to. Don't enable bad behaviors, y'all. Up there. Up there, I see. Hey. There we go. Not bat behaviors. Not the bat behaviors. Oh, hi. Hello. What if I just get right up on him? Go, 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 go! I am out of ammo! I have nothing! Oh, no! How am I supposed to kill this man? There's ammo right there. Great. Great. Okay. Let's just get this generator going. Fantastic. You love to see it. This is fine. We're doing fine. Everything is great. Gib. Ugh, it's just a hunting rifle, though. I mean, I'll take it, but it's no shotgun. I'm just really mad that they keep giving me a shotgun, and then I'm trying to, like, save it for those big enemies. But every time the big enemies show up, I just don't. I'm not allowed to have a shotgun. It's heartbreaking, honestly. Okay. Where to now? Here? Do we go?
I had heard the plane fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here. It was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
When did that happen? When did we hear that crash? Oh, no, I remember when we were at the gas station. Okay. Or heading towards the gas station. I vaguely remember that. Only vaguely. Oh, that's goop. So what is responding to my flashlight? But hi, Allie. How's it going? Sorry. Hi. You came in and there was a lot happening. And I didn't know what was going on anymore. Alan. What are we doing? What are we doing here, Alan? Nice! Good, I'm glad. Enjoy your time off. Take it easy. Do something nice for yourself. You know the usual spiel. Good. I'm glad that you're getting a day off, though. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? I'm hearing all sorts of sounds. It's hard to tell if it's a monster or if it's just the game trying to be spooky. I think it's just the game trying to be spooky. When are we gonna get to fighting a shadow bear? Ouch. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I don't got time for any of this nonsense. Ow. Okay. Is that all handled? All done? All handled, all done. Great. Get this going. Let's go. What do we got here? Hunting rifle ammo, some more revolver ammo. Let's reload that. Let's get this going. Is that where I'm heading? I believe so. Go to the building with the lights on. Understood. Okay, but before we do that, is there anything over here? Are you hiding things from me, game?
Your own so I can save money.
Ah! This is fine. They were too close. I didn't want to deal with it. We're just gonna blow them up with the flare gun. It's fine, right? I also wasn't entirely sure if I could actually jump down there. So, yeah. Great. Let's go. fine. This is fine. This is fine. This building is only falling apart. It's fine. Revolver ammo. Great. Excuse you. Get away, Goop. Goop, be gone. Manuscript page. Great. But yeah, I mentioned it before, I'll say it again. I want to look over all the manuscript pages that we collect, but I think we'll probably wait until we're done with the game and just have a big ol' sit down where we listen to Alan read his silly little story and then collectively laugh about it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Glug. Glug thermos. There is a ladder over there. Great. Better and worse than my immortal? Depends on the metric with which we are measuring. Alan's 100% a prep. We know this. These are facts. Better in that there are less typos and less weird a lot less well, I can't say repetitive nonsense because that's also probably it. But just as bad as far as the writing is concerned. The darkness wears his face? Is that what that said? Her face. Where's her face? Hey, I'm gonna need you to not... Ah! Alan! How did you miss? We were point blank with a hunting rifle, my guy. How do you miss that? It's fine. There are less good Charlotte concerts, that's true. Are we considering that a good or a bad thing? Because I think I would consider that a good thing. Manuscript page. Says Alan as I throw him off of a crate. Alright, what else is happening? Is there anything else over here? No. You do not open. Can I jump over you? Absolutely not. You look like the path that the game wants me to take. So let's go. Ooh, rats. Hello? Knock, knock. Hello? Oh, there you are. I see you. I also, again, do not necessarily want to deal with these big boys. So let's just... You missed, Alan! Thank you. I appreciate that, like, the aiming is fairly, like, auto-targeting, but also, because it's auto-targeting, you miss so often. It's fine. been an issue. Give me all of this. Give me that. Let's go. I mean, this looks like an area for a fight. You gonna come out here or what? We gonna fight or we gonna fight? Not Chainsaw Man. Hi, Chainsaw Man. Shit, that's the wrong button. Shit! Can you not sneak up on me? Oh. Emmy, no! This is fine. It's fine. We did it. Wasn't even worried. Why were you concerned? Alan, what the fuck? My hand wasn't even on the mouse! I'm not entirely sure that Volume 3 of Chainsaw Man actually exists. Just saying. Okay, can we... It's very dark. I can't see. And it's all foggy. And all gross. It's because I wasn't supposed to go up there. That's fine. Alright, alright. Elderwood. It is one of them there anime-like things.
Ow! The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the
We gotta
door.
get somebody to hold up a camera and show us each
Stay
panel.
hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
I mean, his one goal in life is to touch a boob, which is
I still had to reach
a very
Barry
noble
at the cabin,
goal,
but at least
honestly.
I was out of the woods.
I too wish to touch a boob. Just describe the picture as opposed to like using a camera to show each panel. Just describe what you're looking at. That'd be pretty great. Honestly, I think it would be a fun gag to do for 10 minutes. And only 10 minutes, no longer than that. Bathroom time! These are bathrooms, right? Boobs are great. I'm a fan. No, Travis describes the gifts. That's Travis's shtick. We're here for alt text though. It's important. It's
I had to find the key to the garage.
Alan, you don't know that you need the key to the garage at this point. Found it. Hi.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a
Sounds like Travis is gonna have to read as a manga.
You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
Well... Excuse you! I was not gonna open up your stall, sir! You can pee in peace. Or I guess poop. Maybe you're pooping. I get upset when people bother me when I'm pooping. I get it. Not the driving. I forgot there was driving. Oh my god, this is terrible. Ah, yes, you know, that classic.
Oh, jeez. I shitted. And farted.
It's brutal. It is 100%. Also, that sound alert is so cursed. Ah! Everything is bad here.
Am I Vignant?
I forgot about that one entirely.
Am I a murderer?
Well, what am I? I need an answer. No one's ever answered. Have I just driven in a giant circle? No. They 100% did. They 100% changed the Mako in the new one. It's not the same. Oh, hey, it's a new sound alert. It's Fruity's new sound alert. Don't worry about it. Car, please. I vaguely remember you asking for that one, and I don't think we ever, like, did we discuss? I have no idea where I'm driving, by the way. Did you want me doing it, or did you just want the original version? Because at this point, it just seems like I am the soundboard. Can I get out of this fucking thing? Give me my version? Okay, I'll get on that. I can do it. I can do that. Do you want that to be your new personal sound alert? The one that pops up? Look, I'm here for it. If we want me to just do all of the sounds, I'll do it.
Vignant? Am I a murderer?
Okay, I can do that. I can do that for you, Emmy. Where am I going? Barry? Barry, are you here? But yeah, no, absolutely here for it. Alan, we've done this so bad. It's not here. Where did they want me to go? Alan doesn't want to run for me anymore, and that's a damn shame. Sorry, I thought I saw something over there. That's a lot of crows. Barry? Hello? Oh, that's where you want. Okay, I see where they want me to go. Alan, dude, you gotta run better than this. But yeah, like I was saying, they've 100% changed how the Mako runs in the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect. It is no longer up and down bouncy. It's still fairly like wibble wobbly to the sides, but you can't flip it over anymore, and it's very upsetting. It got to the point where we were actively trying to
best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing.
Actively trying to flip it over onto its, onto the roof. And it just would not, and I was very upset about it. Stop. I need you all to not. Did we manage to once? I don't know, it was upsetting how difficult it was. Oh god. Okay. Handled. We gotta go. We just gotta go. It just seems like we gotta go. We might have. Honestly, I don't remember. I think even with the updated Mako, I think I just dissociated through most of the Mako bits.
It was the kidnapper.
Mako bad.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript.
No one's horseplay in
you
here,
can
buddy.
have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby.
That's not a
You
week.
can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon.
Also,
You bring the man...
hold on a second. Can we just look at them? Look at them. The sleepy babies. My stupid goobers. They are out. They are oh so comfortable. Very good lumps. Honestly, we love our lumps.
You get your wife.
They're very good.
Not. Well, get me.
Yes, I get you.
I just like that Lamia's just like spaghettied out, whereas Devo's just like curled up on himself. We love the lumpuses. Alright. Barry, are you alive?
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
Barry? Okay. We're making some good progress today, I think.
Al, I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Yeah, no shit. Do you want to let me in? I remember this. Hold on. Can they, like, be anywhere near where I'm shooting? Come here. Almost there.
Al, make them go away, please.
Next. Great. Please. Okay. Al, let me in. it's just tiger crows. You know, those classic. Fuck.
I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
You should be sorry.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back.
We're like nerds. Oh no.
For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche. A tool used in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them?
She doesn't sound fine, Barry.
Outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
No, we won't.
See you soon.
No, we won't.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon.
No.
Welcome to the Oh
Dear Diner.
Oh
Good
dear. Oh dear. This is fine. Sorry, I have to like rearrange myself a little bit. My blanket got all twisted up and it wasn't great. Is that are we done with this episode? Oh shit. Hey, Fruity, listen. What if Mary is a horrible worm man? Consider.
Can you tell me where I am?
She's been taken over by the darkness. She's T-posing.
I need to
3 worms in a trench coat. 3 worms in a Hawaiian shirt and a parka.
and the shadows keep on changing.
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell
What if I
anyone
don't
except
want
my
to see
agent
my wife
Barry.
again?
Damn
Have
it,
we
Barry, don't kill her.
considered
You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not
what would
ready to
happen?
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming
didn't
true
want
before my
Alice
eyes.
back?
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
Episode 3.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
Yeah.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy.
Yeah.
Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and, get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Okay.
Anyway,
Barry,
there
no.
was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches.
Who's chopping away
couldn't
out
find
there?
a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
But I've been there. How can that be? Excuse me while I just look around for collectibles. Sorry, Mr.
Come
Randolph.
on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer.
Cool. Well, just go on ahead. I'll catch up with you. Don't worry. It's fine. I'm just taking a look around. It's fine. See? There's a thermos.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
Are we just... I mean, you've said that's not normal, but you're acting like this is normal. Sir. Okay. Sure. Not the dry top. Absolutely. Tornado passed through, no one even heard it. Are we... Goodness gracious. Let me in! Let me in!
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger,
Are you, like,
drowned in
peeking
Cauldron
over
Lake
there?
just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy
Lamp
bad
lady!
you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy.
Wait, do they... I forgot they actually called her Lamp Lady!
Anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died,
I
and she
love
had some
Lamp
kind
Lady.
of a breakdown.
I love Lamp Lady so much. Like, genuinely. Item Lady is one of my all-time favorite tropes. We got Log Lady. We got
Well, mister,
Pot Lady.
this here's Rose's trailer.
We got
Mind me asking
Lamp
what you want with her?
Lady.
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
They're very good. Knock, knock. I mean, I think Knife Grandma is what Item Lady ends up evolving into.
Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Are you okay,
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh my god, I
Oh.
can see into her bedroom.
yes.
And it's
Yes.
just, it's Alan's
Please, come
face
in.
on the walls. Oh, I hate
Hey,
that.
this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry!
She's tired of everyone doubting her. She takes that log and beats their skulls in. Rip. Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on.
Always, your God.
Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I would also be horrified if I woke up in a room with my face all over it. It's okay, Alan.
I felt nauseous,
So
hungover.
gross.
Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and
We've
faster.
got, starting from
My
left,
manuscript
working
is
on
being heavily
our way to the right.
revised.
Farewell
The
to
edits are getting very
sanity.
aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of
Creativity.
her. I hate it, but I know she's right.
What is that? Leaders
She
eat
promises
last,
me I can
web
save Alice
metrics.
this way. She knows more of this than I
Switch.
do about the complex incantation I'm attempting.
I think my favorite
About
is
this
the one at the very
She's
end, which
worked with
says,
another
"Good
writer
father,
under
bad
similar
father."
circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be
Is a
shifting.
great cowboy
It's
name.
turning
Yeah,
into
it
a horror
is.
story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
How are you liking Breath of the Wild? This is a good game. I don't
Rose
think I
took
ever
a day
finished
from
it
me.
though.
I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I
Rose
couldn't
is
work
not
up
doing
much
too
hate
great.
for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear?
My gun and flashlight were
Rose.
gone.
Yeah,
I'd
Rose
have to
broke.
find a way
It's
to get
fine.
Barry into the
I'm
car
sure
as
she'll be
quickly as
fine.
possible. There was no time to waste.
Someone get her some water and a blanket. I'm sure she'll be fine. Alright. What do we got? What's going on? Again, I have no weapons or anything.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare.
Okay.
Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through it all. You're on KBF.
Run, 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 run. Hey, Randolph. How you doing, buddy? Do you just... do you just stand there all day?
Oh, you're gonna get it now.
Hi, Cyril.
God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
Right?
This
Can't
is
we stop
Agent
stealing your
Nightingale,
guns?
FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under
There's
arrest!
so much to do in that dang
You move
game.
a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Blaine!
What is happening right now? How's it going, Cyril? How are you doing? Suddenly, we're in the Matrix.
I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
Welcome in. We're a bad writer fighting shadows. It's
I
great.
hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no
No,
way
you
I'd miss
didn't.
my appointment with the kidnapper.
This way? This way. Okay, okay, alright, let's go. Alan, I need you to have more than like 10 seconds worth of sprint. My dude. Okay. I'm not here, you can't see me. For real though, more sprint. Okay, but he can find a medium between like this full-on like run.
Damn.
I see that person up there. I see that person up there. Oh, you also see me. But yeah, there is a happy medium between his run and this light jog that he could be doing. With given that people are shooting at him. I'm not gonna lay off on this. Alan's gotta get good. Alan will never get good, but Alan's gotta get good. Come on. Come on.
Come on, guys. We need to head him off.
Oh. He has an invisible stamina meter. See, now he won't run anymore. Because he's tired. Look, Shadowfolk and I can get behind this. Fuck the police. Rule number 1 of a protagonist, cardio. Facts. Facts. Okay, no, we're done running now. All right. There's nothing over here. That's fine. Just go away. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Hi, Smiley. It's spooky here. League break.
This horror was everywhere.
Mechanics
I
of an
went,
action game
circling
protagonist with the
me.
sprint of a horror game
The cops didn't
protagonist.
stand a chance.
Facts!
They were after a writer,
One or the other, y'all.
not
One
a
or the
monster.
other. We can't have both. You gotta choose. Hi. Hello, helicopter.
You on the ground. Hold it right there.
Stop shooting me! I've done nothing wrong! Don't dodge and then run, you goober! Helicopter's dead. Bye, helicopter! I'm sure they're all fine. Birdie, we can talk about League here. This is a safe place for League. Alright. / reminder, the more you complain about League, the more likely we are to talk about it.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, what are you... Come on! Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over.
Okay,
Well,
this
whatever.
seems pointless. Why am I here? We leave.
Over.
Whoop!
Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna
This
want
way. I see.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy.
What,
Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Just pop in. Hey, the feds are looking for me. Do you mind giving me some directions?
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without
Well, we need... Have you considered not abandoning all of, like, your flashlight and all of your weapons at the start of every,
There was no power to the searchlight.
Oh my god, of course there's not. But yeah, have you considered not abandoning all your tools at the beginning of a chapter? Use this now. Done it. Did it. Let's get through the gate, please. Please, 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 please. And maybe more thermos wine? Maybe more thermos wine. Evil Fruity is not locked away in a vault. I can confirm that right now. appreciate that, like, everything that I've collected from the previous chapter also doesn't carry over, so, like, I was, like, full up
to recognize the flashbang
on
grenades.
batteries.
They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Last chapter, and now I only have 5.
Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report, over.
Ah! That was almost bad. That was almost bad. It's fine. Ah! This is fine. Everything is fine here. Sir. I'm gonna need you to not. I'm gonna need you to not. Alan says no running. Alan says no running. Let's just make this happen. Great! We've done it. Turn it on. Turn it on.
And here's another call. You're on
Give me those batteries.
with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
Hi.
What's on your mind, Milt?
T-shirt.
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Okay.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
Please. No, big lad, I need you to go. I did. I try to be cognizant of it. Facts. I don't always know when it happens, but if it does, I will try to put it in. I'm kind of surprised that it's not one of the warnings on the Does the Dog Die site. We might see if we can make that a thing. Oh boy. Ouch! I don't know, I wonder, I might have to look into it, but I wonder if there's a way to, like, reach out to whoever, whatever, manages the site to see if they can add it. Does Witchwood? I don't remember a heartbeat in Witchwood. Oh.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
Oh, wait, no, when you get hit. Yeah, no, I guess. When you're down to a single heart. Okay. Took me a minute to think about that. It's because it is unnecessary, honestly. Pretty much, oh my god, stop! Pretty much any game that implements it, like, it's not necessary. Yeah! And even if you did, like, there are other ways to state it. I wish it was easier to fucking dodge in this game, though. Oh my goodness. Please, game, I need you to stop. Thank you. It's always the dragon stuff. Oh no. That's fair. Bones cracking is not great. It's one of the few things that, like, skews me out. Forever running. You'll never find a shop to sell it at, Cyril, I'm sorry. My dudes. Great. There's the audio gore And, like, you can specify, like, you can leave a comment to specify it, but it still seems like there should be, like, a specific for heartbeats. Since usually audio gore is considered, like, squelching and, like, bloody sounds and, like, bones cracking and stuff like that. There we go. Travis is a good point. That's a good way of,
I hope
that's a
Maine
good way
could
of
lend
doing
me
stuff.
a car to get to the coal mine.
Right, I also, like, again, as somebody who, like, doesn't really have a ton of things that triggers me in games, I'm not always, like, super cognizant of it, but I try to be, hence why, one of the reasons why we do, like, content warnings here. But I feel like, especially as somebody who, like, plays horror games all the time, I'm here to tell ya. Heartbeats, not super necessary.
Well, thank you very much
Ever.
for that, compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks.
Oh,
I'm gonna see if
he's
I can
talking
talk
about
him
me.
into an interview.
Let me
Come on
in!
Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
I mean, as far as categorization goes, it's not.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here.
Punch him!
Cool your jets, Nightingale.
Punch him!
What the hell's the matter
Excuse
with you? There's a
sir.
civilian in there.
This man does not give a shit. Also, the way Alan just threw himself on that glass like it was nothing. My God.
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me?
Oh.
Hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably
But
good
the coat
I hadn't
doesn't
had the
cover
chance
his
to tell Maine
hands?
where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the
Consider?
mine.
Our poor hands are still exposed. We got flares. We got flashbangs. It's very good environment, which just makes the characters a little more laughable at points. That's not what I wanted! I wanted this! This is what we wanted! Ah! Okay, we have a gun again. Fantastic, you love to see it. Wood walks! Just make sure there are no shadow monsters that are gonna get ya, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh no. Ah! Get him, get him. There we go. the wrist straps from the Wiimote? So you never lose your gun? Please. I mean, like, legit, please. Alan is useless. Ah! Timed that one really well. Great. Got this. Hi, Short. How's it
There was
going,
no
friend? How are you
sensible
doing?
reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Almost like they were placed here conveniently for plot purposes. Oh, turn on. Alright. No, but seriously, Alan needs this thing strapped to his wrist at all times. This man is useless. That's a lot of creatures. That's not what I wanted. I have no more flashbangs. This is tragic, honestly. This is fine. This is fine! This is fine! This is all fine! doing good. We're shooting some shadow monsters. Everything is fantastic. I am out of flares. Ah! Fuck. 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 Yeah. Not great, not great, not great, not great, not great, not great, not great. Please! Okay, this is fine. Everything is fine. It's all fine. Everything is fine. It's all fine. There's no problems. We're just getting the shit beat out of us with a shovel. You know, it's fine. In light, you can hurt them. No way, game. Really? I had no idea. Wow. Sorry. Not me getting salty with this dang game. I see that manuscript over there, though. Okay, before we go in there, can I just grab this? Can we just grab this real fast? But yeah, we're doing all right. Getting through some Alan Wake. Watching Alan get the shit beat out of him. You know, the good stuff. Y'all aren't on a timer, are you? You are. That's some bogus. That's some bogus nonsense. Okay, you know what? That's fine. Come here. That's not where you were supposed to show up, but that's fine. Ow! Ah! Do not run into me! Please! Okay, this is some bullshit! And we're out of flares. Great. You love to see it. Please, 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 please. I am dodging. Oh my god. That, yeah, I mean, to be fair, the heartbeat in this one is fairly quiet, which is nice, but it's still just so constant. I don't need it to know that I'm dying. Please, thank you. Let's make it not be a thing anymore. Genuinely. Please, every single dev, offer content warnings for all of your games. And also, no heartbeats. These are the only two things that I'm asking. Please. That's it. Not asking much. Okay, okay. Narc beat. Narc beats. I am spamming the dodge button. It just does not want to do it sometimes. It's fine. Okay, okay, okay. This is fine. This is fine. Not the shark beats. Cyril, no. Okay, okay, okay. We got this. There's still these goobers over here, but you know what? They're stuck behind stuff. So that's great. This is fine. Sharp meats for your tooth plug.
I shitted.
And farted. car out from behind there. Good for you, buddy. Sorry. The little flail he did. Can you imagine? It's a good sound alert. It's a very good sound alert. It's extremely cursed and we love it. Everyone loves it. Not neat tweets.
Am I
Oh no.
Vignant? Am I a murderer?
We have all decided that slowly but surely we're gonna replace every single sound alert that I have with some version, or with like the same words, but me saying it. You did it too soon. You did it too soon, Allie. So if anyone's got requests for their personal sound alert to be changed up, let me know. Get a Kayshurrr rendition. Welcome back, Sam. Just Dougie. Why is that so quiet now? It's because yours is very good. Doesn't need to be changed. Plus, it is already me. Oh. I can't do guitar strums, but I could do some bad bowing on my violin. That is, funnily enough, missing it to G string.
Hello?
But
the
seriously.
most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. Keeps me.
Everyone say hi to Sam.
Please help me. I look
Good.
at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something
G
else.
string.
Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's
Thank
all
you,
gonna go to hell. You need to be careful.
Good.
Cooperate.
I hope you feel
The connection had been
sufficiently
terrible,
welcomed, Sam.
but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Alright, can we not have to reload every 10 freaking seconds? Can we not hear the bad breathing? Trenchcoat chat! Trenchcoat chat! We're here for it. I hear you. I hear you, track boy. What would a tooth plug sound like? Even sound like? Just a fart? Or would that be a have you checked your butthole sound? Only instead of butthole, it's tooth plug. Have you checked your tooth plug? Skeet up, but up, tooth plug. I don't know where I'm going, and that's fine. I'll just wander a little bit. Hello? Your name changed colors! You are now a lighter shade of blue. Welcome, lighter shade of blue serum. There are things down there. Fruity. Fruity, be nice. Be nice. Look, all you gotta do is ask. You don't gotta instigate shit. You wanna fight people? Just say, hey, I wanna fight you. And then y'all can fight. It seems like I'm gonna have to set up that free-for-all chat command. I think usually the bed is a threat and not a gentle reminder. I think we've always used it as a threat. To be fair. You can't free-for-all without permission. Only people who want to participate can participate. And you can not be a part of it, not get roped into it. See, look! That's how you do it. Cyril's got the right idea. Sam, you can't do it right now. It's not there. I don't have it there right now. Hi, Llama. I don't know where I'm going. Everywhere it wants me to go makes no sense. It doesn't work right now. I don't have it set up. I'm sorry. Oh my god, y'all. Demanding too much of me. I can't do this right now. Can we just jump down there? I mean, not you two. Please. This way? Oh no. Was I going the right way and then got turned around? Yeah, I did. What do you smell like? There's so much going on in chat. Maybe if I just ignore it for long enough, it won't be a problem. Wow.
I could see a railway bridge
Why do you
up
smell
ahead
like boogers?
and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
I smell like sea salt and sadness. This is fine. If you want, go for it. Go for it. I say sea salt. I think it's more just like I think my deodorant is like ocean spray or some nonsense like that. I don't know.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
It's just what I smell like. I don't know how else am I supposed to answer that? I forgot inanimate objects come at you. I forgot that this was a thing. Please! Game! I just got bitch slapped by a barrel!
The opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
That barrel said, no, you're not allowed to go this way, and then fucking backhanded me! Also, Sam, if you're gonna do this this Toot Plug song, I can do a better version of it. That's not just me singing it. I could do the full song. Well, not the full song,
that was pursuing me
but
was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its
I could
path.
actually sing it for you. Preferably not when there's 5 billion sounds going on. We can make it happen. Don't worry. Hello, Lamia. No, just about as cursed is all. Neurodivergent enough to not give a shit and regret what I've done only after the fact. It's great. Okay, Not the wheelbarrow! This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous! Game, you can't just yeet pipes at me! Please! Okay, alright, you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here, I'll turn the game down for a second so you get some good, clean fucking audio, hopefully. Have you checked your toot plug? Skid up, bada, toot plug. There you go. There you go. Got the full thing. Now it's me actually. Now it's actually sung.
As a teenager,
and not
just
just me
starting to
being
get
like
interested in writing, Stephen King
half-assedly
had been a source of
talking about
inspiration
toot
to me.
plugs.
I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his
There
books.
you go.
No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not
It
the
could.
protagonist.
Hey, what voice mod do you want? What do you want with it? What sound? What do we want? Do you want the party mode? Party whatever? No Lobster Man. Lobster Man is banned. My toot plug was clenched. It was ready. Not Lobster Man. That's what see? Allie knows what's up. Bowtie Billy is also really good. Evolver would be good too. Hear me out. Evolver would also be good. Here, let's just try a couple of these out. It's just me singing Toot Plug now, okay?
I don't know which one it's on right now, but it's on one. I think it's Lord's Cache. It's Lord's Cache right now. Evolver would be dope. Abby, no.
Toot plug, 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 toot plug.
Toot plug, 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 toot plug. Toot plug! Mama! I'm sorry, was that too much toot plug for you? Are you upset by the amount of toot plug happening? Well, you gotta get over it. Toot. Toot.
Here, we'll do Evolver first. That looks like it's so loud, though. That's fine. This is what we're doing now. Need you all to know. Hi. This is Evolver. Tip of the tongue, tip of the plug. Is that not Slimy? It's me, God. Look at what you have done to all of us, bringing Toot Plug to the masses. We gotta talk. Okay, hold on. Have you checked your Toot Plug? Skin up on a Toot Plug. This is a very good way to test all of these as well. Hello, we wanted a party time one as well. I wish I knew more of the song, but I don't. This is it. This is all I know. Have you checked your Toot Plug? Skid up, bada, Toot Plug. I bet the people downstairs are very confused by everything that is happening right now. They just hear this over and over and over again. Alright. There you go. There's your free voice mods. I hope you're happy with this. I love you too. I love y'all too. Some good chaos time. Alright, let's
That's what
resume
makes
that
them
game.
fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
I hope that's everything you wanted and more. Look. Heavy duty flashlights. Duty. We need to I mean, somebody's got to buy your dragon chunks. It's rude if they don't. You need to tell them that it's a hate crime if they don't. They can't deny the Dragonborn the sellage of their dragon chunks. Okay. Alright. I do have voice mod off, right? Like dragon bones and dragon scales, stuff like that. You know, dragon chunks. You know, dragon chunks. Have you considered less dragon bits? Dragon components, dragon parts, dragon bits? That's rude. Y'all rude. That's not what I meant to do, but that's okay! Ah! Okay, this is fine. I think some of the issue is
no one is
getting
safe in a good horror story.
to the
Certainly not the
dragon
protagonist.
people.
That's what makes them fun.
Yeah, yeah.
This was
Gotta
anything
gotta
but.
find a
The
shopkeep
darkness could
first.
possess anything, and it was getting closer.
I need you to pick this up faster, Alan. Okay, listen. Listen, Alan. You useless, mediocre white man. I need you to move faster. Okay? Listen, Alan, listen. Listen, Alan, listen. He is, though. Like, he is, though. His writing is subpar. His attitude towards his wife is so boomer humor-ish. We're not here for it. We just need Alan to go. Ah, okay. Wet sock and Old Spice is how I imagine Alan to smell. Real talk. Didn't do this one. Yikes, 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 yikes. Sir, I need you to stop.
Life in his books.
Yeah, Wet Sock and Old
No one
Spice.
is
We
safe
all
in a
know.
good
We all
horror
know the
story.
classic
Certainly not the
combination
protagonist. That's what makes
of
them fun.
Wet
This
Socks
was
and
anything but.
Old Spice.
The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Okay, look. Yeah. Facts, though. Will he ever shower and visit a laundromat, though? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if he's a teen boy, then it's gonna be Wet Socks and Axe body spray. He'll 100% put on more Old Spice. Absolutely, you know it. I did not. Thank you. This is great. Did we just breeze through that this time? I'm not wrong, though. I also don't like this combination of things. Yeah, 100% he thinks that deodorant is a shower. It's not. I'm here to tell you it's not. You gotta get in. You gotta get into that shower. Wash your dang ass. Listen here, buddy. Wash your ass out. Get on it, my dude. These are the conversations that we're all here for, right? Absolutely, 100%. The like once a month shower he takes, mildewy towels. Barely gets it wet. Definitely doesn't put any soap on it. And if he does, he only washes like his shoulders and maybe his face, but it's all 3 in 1. So God only knows what's going on there. And then he definitely doesn't like scrub or exfoliate his legs or anything because, you know, he just lets the soap run down. And that's enough. That's enough cleaning, right? The soap's like run over his legs, so it's fine. Alright. Good talk, y'all. This is your daily reminder to not be Alan. Oh my god, you're so loud. Ah! This is bad! This is bad! Ah! Please, sirs. Ah! I hate Alan so much. I also hate every single creature that's here. No, 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 no! Oh, I'm okay. I do genuinely hate this this conversation, and I think we all understand that Alan's a grossy gross, and we don't be like Alan. Just don't be like Alan, y'all. I think we all need to take a minute, consider what we have brought into the world, or at least witnessed, you fucking piece of shit truck. Okay, okay. Alan, he would be. He's low-key homophobic. Fuck, fuck, fuck! He claims that he's not. Because he's cool with the gays. Automod is even like, no, this is too much. Ah! Please, 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 please. I hate it here. Ah! Can you stop bodying me? Holy shit, we got out. Truck is still trying, though. Truck is very much still trying. Not the butt.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
Oh no. Everything but the butt. That is the name of the brand. And again, it has to specifically be like a 3-in-wash. A 3-in-wash. I can't even call it like a shampoo. But a soap? Potential soap? My god. So I hope that was an enlightening conversation that we've all had about how how gross and mediocre
Today,
Alan
I would
is.
meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
You say this, Alan, and yet you have once again lost your flashlight and all of your weapons. He 100% gets to the morning and is like, this shit's never gonna happen again, and just yeets that pistol and that shotgun out the fucking window of the truck and is like, I'm sure that this is, you know, never gonna happen again. It's happened twice, sure, but like, never again. Right? No, Fruity was onto something with the the wrist straps. Like 100%. I don't know. I still feel like Alan would find a way of like not holding on to it. Isn't it though? Hold on. Let's run over here real quick. Just kind of look out. Fun fact, where I grew up as a child kind of looked like this. Wow. What a pretty game. Francis novels in one long sentence. Run-on sentence, and his wife has to add in all the punctuation afterwards. Canon. Absolutely canon. No, I do genuinely like this game, but oh boy, have they chosen a protagonist. What are these sounds that this car is making? I'm also probably missing manuscripts. Oh, please. Worse than the Mako. Worse than the Movil. Oh, boy. Please, car! Beautiful. Perfect. 10 out of 10. Okay, can we... This is almost worse than if we just walked up here. We're getting out of this thing. We're just gonna walk. Okay. Sorry, it took my brain a second to, like, fully catch on to that. Dr. Darling and Alan are the same actor? Or are you implying that Alice and Dr. Darling are the same actor? Because, wow, what a range. I did really like Dr. Darling in Control. Like I said, I need to, like, finish that. I think I'm ready to approach it again. In my own time. Not on stream. But, I think I'm ready to give it another go. Because I liked what they were doing. The controls were just fucking awful. That's one reason why it would be, like, an off-stream thing. I would like to approach... I want to try to get through it because I really liked it. No stream at all. If I can figure out the controls, then maybe a Discord stream, but probably just on my own time, honestly. So I can scream and be frustrated and not have everyone be like, wow, why are you doing this to yourself? We've been over this before, guys. I like to be stressed during my video games. Obviously. Alright. I should have taken the car. I was gonna yeet ourselves off of the freaking road, though. We'll just go all the way down the freaking cliff. What hallway? What hallway? No timers. None. 0 timers. Well, then I can't tell you if I get to the hallway. Will it be very obvious? I mean, it's in Control, yeah, clearly. Okay. If I get that far, and I come across it, I'll let you know. I mean, it'll still probably be, like, a little bit before I get to it, because I started Ni no Kuni, last night, and that's kind of been my zone out game. And then it's just been a lot of a lot of games that I play when I'm sad recently, so, you know, it's fine. I do need something to like, actually play when I'm just sitting at my computer, though, so maybe it'll be Control. Yo!
Welcome back to KBF FM.
I'm finally playing it.
Now, Doc, you were talking about...
I've been enjoying it so far. My biggest complaint is just the fact that they're, like, very heavy-handed about tutorials. Like, unnecessarily heavy-handed. Fruity, Ni no Kuni, the art style, and I think some of the story was done by Studio Ghibli. The animes that we're trying to actually get you to watch and think you would actually like. But yeah, it's been really fun so far. I think he's Scottish? I hate Mr. Drippy. I hate him. If he could just not talk ever, that would be great. I fucking hate Mr. Drippy. He was annoying and obnoxious and kept calling me stupid, and I don't like him. Also, he's a fairy, and I, as we know, have a serious distrust of all fae. These are facts. We know this about me. Look, just because I'm a little Ghibli doesn't mean nothing. I'm a shitty person for other reasons. I hate Mr. Drippy, and I don't understand why anyone likes him. That just means more Mr. Drippy time for you. I cannot stand him. But overall, enjoying Ni no Kuni. Are you shitting me, car? Okay, we're just gonna get out of this now. We're gonna get out of here now.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
That is what a lot of coal mines are in dying towns, but okay. Whatever, Alan. What else have I been playing? I'm finishing Death's Door, which is really, really good, and I would highly recommend.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me.
They are. They are. Can
The
confirm.
news sun
Having
turned the place into
having
a
done
sauna.
driving in Cyberpunk.
The day dragged on.
These are worse than
Different
Cyberpunk
scenarios
driving.
ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me.
Alan, chill.
I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
This close-up, though. Rip Alan. Okay. Checkpoint reached. We're also 7 minutes until the end of stream, so we'll probably just end it here. Because this is a good place to stop. Sorry. Hiccups. Yeah. So that's all the Alan Wake for us tonight. What is happening? Epic, stop. Epic, stop being you. Stop doing whatever you're doing. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here, friendos. We got a lot done today, and I'm very happy about that, because I think we only played like an hour and a half last time, so. Shall we go find a friend to hang out with? I've got a few folks online. Mrs. Kiwi is doing some Dead by Daylight. Bunno is doing some Torchlight 3. And Shmee is doing The Escapists. Cereal V and Butter on. Am I not following V? I might not be following V. Do we wanna go hang out with V? Boop. We can go hang out with V. Hold on just a second. Cyril's making sure that they have copy pasted the correct one. Is it the real V? Yeah. There they are. Alright. Go ahead and set up that raid. Doing some special events. You alright? You alright? Like I said though, as always, thank y'all for being here and hanging out. And just generally being wonderful, delightful folks. Like I said earlier, I felt like garbage. I still kind of do, but this has been very nice, and I've appreciated streaming again. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do for this weekend, for Saturday specifically, and I guess probably Friday too. If people want to hang out, let me know. I have no plans. I have zero plans. And wouldn't mind any company at all. I'll probably stream on Friday, but we'll see about Saturday. Anywho, let's go say hi to V. We'll see y'all later. Yeah? Yeah. Goodbye, friends.